everyone, today we're going to attempt to put faux crochet locks in our natural hair. This took me 14 long goddamn hours, okay? This was not a fast process, especially for my first time, so let's get crack-a-lackin'. First things first, you do want to make sure you wash and condition your hair thoroughly and moisturize it after you do all that. So for that, I use the Carol's Daughter's Cocoa Cream, this Garnier Fructis leave-in treatment, and some hair oil. So that's what I used to moisturize my hair. Now for the faux lock supplies, I got this from the beauty supply store. So I got these Freetress Gypsy Goddess locks in T027, I believe. It'll be down below. You'll need a crochet needle, some rubber bands, and some gold accents if you want to get fancy. And for the styling, I wanted to make sure my hair was very neat and sleek, so I'm going to be using some style setter, which I put on the ends of my hair, and some Cantu edge control. So I moisturized my hair and I already sectioned it, so it was just easy for me to go with the flow so I can work section by section. I plait braided the two sections in the back, and I'm just going to show you how I do a few plait braids since those are super simple. So I'm going to take this section of my hair, take a Denman brush out my freshly clean, washed, conditioned, and moisturized hair. And I'm not really doing super neat sections. I'm just taking a rat tail comb, sectioning it as neat as I can, but I'm not really too pressed on making it perfect. And I'm taking some of that Cantu edge control and I'm putting that at the roots of my hair because I want that to be very neat, and I wanted this style to look good for as long as it can look good. So I'm just going to section it into two and make two braids in this section. I'm taking that edge control brush, brushing the roots, and then I'm just going to go ahead and take a rubber band and tie that at the root. I have a very tender scalp, so I almost regretted putting the rubber band to my scalp, but in the end, it just made the style look super neat and sleek, which I'm happy I did it. But I have a very tender scalp, so I almost regretted doing this. So after I do that, I just go ahead, tighten the rubber band, and then I just plait braid it, which is so easy. Y'all know how to plait braid. I braid pretty slow. I don't know, my fingers are just very awkward when it comes to braiding, so I'm not the best braider. But if you braid really fast, then this style should go by pretty quick. Everything is pretty simple steps, but I'm just very slow, and I don't really work with my natural hair much. I keep it in braids under my wigs and under my head wraps, and that's about all I do. I'll do a wash and go every once in a while, but it's not really my thing to work with my natural hair. So this is all I'm doing. It's so simple. I'll show you 3 more braids. And for the front braids, I want to make sure those look really nice. So I'm really working that edge control in and making sure the fronts look really nice and sleek. So I'm going in with that edge control brush or that edge brush, just making sure the front is very sleek and tight and neat, because I feel like if anything else fails, the front need to look nice. Okay, so I'm just really working to perfect the front. Tie it with a rubber band and then go ahead and plait braid it. I've seen some people not put rubber bands at the roots, but I feel like your hair will just loosen up super quick if you don't do that. So I think if you want your hair to look very sleek and tight, I would put rubber bands at the roots. And the reason why, I tried to braid my hair all the way down to the ends, but as you braid down, or at least for my hair, it gets very thin, so it's harder to keep the braid going. So I just stopped it at a certain point in which the hair was getting a little bit too thin. And then when I put the faux locks in, I just take that style setter that I showed you earlier, put it on the ends because it seals my ends very well and my hair absorbs it very well. So that's what I did. I'll just show you 2 more braids because this is super redundant and I don't want to show you 15 damn braids for 2 hours. Finally, that half of my head is done, but we still have the whole head to do.
2 hours later.
And now the full head is done. I really like how sleek these plait braids actually look. Like, I low-key could really rock this if it was neater, but I like how the front looks. Like, see how sleek it looks? So that's why I really like putting the rubber bands at the roots. I put some faux locks on off camera. They look kind of janky, but there is a bit of a learning curve when it comes to applying these. So first, you put the crochet needle through the roots of your hair, and it kind of hurt me a little bit, actually a lot of bit, because like I said, my scalp is just super tender, and the hook of the crochet was like snagging a few hairs. Ooh! It was low-key painful. Like, that's what they don't tell you. Like, if you have a tender scalp, girl, it's kind of painful to do this, but it can be done. So, you pull it through the damn root. Y'all know, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen faux lock tutorials, but if you haven't, you put the crochet needle through your root. The crochet locks already have a loop around them. You loop it, pull it through, boom. You loosen up the loop, and then you pull the lock and the braid through it. And this is where it gets tricky, okay? This requires a lot of trial and error. If you want to crochet the braid, like loop it through the lock, it will really just mess the entire lock up. Like, it'll just make it messy, it'll snag. These crochet needles are really cheap, so maybe if you get like a more expensive one, it'll do a better job, but these crochet needles were very flimsy. So it was just best to unravel the lock and then tuck the braid inside the middle of the lock. So you kind of want to unravel the lock. Don't really twist the braid. I was kind of twisting the braid, but it's best if you keep the braid straight and still and just twist the lock. So you untwist the lock and then wrap that untwisted part around the braid and then twist it so it stays like in the middle of the lock. It's kind of tricky to listen to it, but when you feel your hands do it, it becomes more natural to do. But the back, like this side of my head that I did off camera, that was like the trial and error side, but I just decided to go with it. When you're doing faux locks, who cares if it's kind of messy, because that's kind of, the aesthetic of the look. It doesn't have to be super neat. Like, they're faux locks, they're dreaded locks. So that's what I'm doing. And then for the ends of the hair, I'll go ahead and take that crochet needle and pull it through. Since I didn't braid all the way down to the end, it's kind of difficult to wrap the faux lock around loose hair. So this is where I use the crochet needle to loop it through the lock. But if you want to loop the whole braid through, it's just going to mess up the lock. Like, it's just not going to work. It's just going to ruin the lock. But luckily, I bought 2 packs of these locks, so I had more than enough to do trial and error with. And then I'm just going to show you like a few more because it's pretty redundant. Loop that crochet needle through the root of your hair, but make sure it's closed, okay, or else it'll snag on your hair, and oh my gosh, it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad when that needle snags on hair, so make sure it's all the way closed. Loop it through, put that loop of the faux lock on the crochet needle, close it, and then pull it back through, and it should pull through. You think it's not going to pull through? Well, at least I did, because my rubber bands were pretty tight. Okay, they were pretty tight and close to my scalp, so I really thought that they weren't going to loop through, but you just wiggle it a little bit and it just pulls right through. The rubber band loosens up a little bit, and then you just loop both the faux lock and the braid through the loop, and then just begin unraveling the faux lock and covering the braid in the faux lock. I hope that makes sense. This was my first time attempting this style, so I'm no expert, so they do look a little messy. I did ruin a few. Some of the braids are still poking out, but hey, the end result actually had me really proud. Like, I don't know why I chose to do this before a trip, because I was going to Las Vegas, but I didn't want to bring a bunch of head wraps with me this time, and I just wanted to try a new style, so this is me trying it.
Three hours later.
Woo! And I am finally done with the first half of my head. This was like the trial and error half, so they look a little janky, but it's okay, because I was not about to redo nothing.
One eternity later.
14 hours later, honey, I needed a glass of champagne. I was tired, my back was hurting, my neck was aching, and we have 2 more left. I was so happy and excited. It was like, I think midnight at this time, and the whole head is done. They looked a little stiff at the roots, but hey, I was tired. I was going to sleep on it. It was going to flatten, and I still had a lot of locks left, so 2 packs was just enough. And now it's time to put on these gold links or these gold accents, whatever you want to call them, and I just sporadically put them on a bunch of different locks. I just wanted it to, you know, be spread out as far as it could go, and this just added that last final touch to these locks, and I was so proud that I did this myself. But I don't know if I'll do it again, okay? 14 hours was a long time, and I was not expecting it to take that long. I was expecting it to take like 5 hours, but woo! I underestimated the amount of time that this took. But the end result had me so proud. This is what it looks like when I kind of styled it, did some baby hairs. I was filming a video, so that's why I have like crystals on my brows. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I love you guys so much. And until next time, always remember to serve, honey. And I will see you in my next upload. Bye.